Our lead story focuses on the latest round of tense negotiations surrounding international climate finance, a topic where promises often bloom faster than actual funding. We'll examine the sticking points and the, shall we say, optimistic projections being floated. Also on the program, political maneuvering in Washington heats up over proposed changes to federal election oversight, a perennial favorite for generating sound and fury. We'll also look at new economic indicators domestically that paint a rather mixed picture for consumers, and later, a significant ruling from an international court with potential global trade implications. Finally, we'll turn to the sports arena, where playoff races are tightening dramatically. Back in the United States, Capitol Hill saw renewed debate today over proposed legislation aimed at standardizing certain federal election procedures. Proponents argue the bill is necessary to ensure voting access and security across all states, citing disparities highlighted in recent election cycles. They claim it would streamline registration and protect against voter suppression. Opponents, however, have labeled the proposal a federal overreach into states' rights, arguing it would undermine local control and potentially introduce new vulnerabilities. The debate, as is often the case with election law, quickly fell along partisan lines, with leadership on both sides issuing strong statements. Expect procedural hurdles and vigorous debate as this bill attempts to navigate the legislative labyrinth, a journey few such proposals complete unscathed. On the domestic economic front, new data released this morning offers a somewhat confusing snapshot. The latest consumer price index figures show inflation holding steadier than some analysts predicted, potentially easing fears of aggressive interest rate hikes. However, separate reports indicate a slight dip in consumer confidence and retail sales figures that missed expectations. So, while the specter of runaway inflation may have receded slightly, the average American household isn't necessarily feeling flush. It's a reminder that economic indicators often tell conflicting stories, and the lived experience on Main Street can differ significantly from the macroeconomic charts favored by Wall Street. We seem to be in a period of economic ambiguity. How refreshing. Turning internationally, the International Court of Justice today issued a preliminary ruling in a long-running dispute between two South American nations over shared water resources and environmental impact from industrial projects near their border. The court called on both nations to refrain from actions that could aggravate the dispute and ordered further environmental assessments. While not a final judgment on the merits, the ruling sets a cautious tone and underscores the growing role of international bodies in mediating environmental conflicts. Observers note this could set precedents for similar resource disputes globally. Both governments issued statements acknowledging the ruling, though their interpretations of its implications predictably differed somewhat. And finally, in the world of sports, the NBA playoff picture got considerably tighter last night. In a crucial Western Conference matchup, the Denver Nuggets secured a dramatic overtime victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves, thanks to a clutch performance from their star center. The win vaults Denver into a more secure playoff seeding, while Minnesota now faces increased pressure in their final regular season games. Elsewhere, in Major League Baseball, early season surprises continue as the Pittsburgh Pirates extended their unexpected winning streak with a victory over the Chicago Cubs. That concludes this edition of Constructive News. We strive to bring you the day's events with clarity and context. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stu C. Norcat. Good night.